Hello and Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nazia Amir and going to discuss time management, which is also a very important part of the employee relationship management, and it's valuable thing for ourselves also. Have you ever heard yourself and others say, "I didn't have enough time. There just aren't enough hours in the day." Famous time management quote: "Time is money." Can you control time? No. What can you try to control? Ourselves? Objective. Become more confident in managing self in relation to time. A few myths about managing your time. Myth 1: time management is just another level for obsessive behavior. Myth 2: time management extinguishes spontaneity and joy. Myth 3: maybe I can organize myself, but my company can never organize itself. Myth 4: one style fits all. The problem is severe. By some estimates, people waste about 2 hours per day. Signs of time wasting: messy desk and cluttered or no files. Can't find things. Miss appointments, need to reschedule them late and or unprepared for meetings. Volunteer to do things other people should do. Tired, unable to concentrate. Hear me now, believe me later. Being successful doesn't make you manage your time well. Managing your time well makes you successful. Goals, priorities, and planning. Why am I doing this? What is the goal? Why will I succeed? What happens if I choose not to do it? Effectiveness and efficiency. The 80-20 rule. Critical few and the tribal many. Having the courage of your convictions. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. Inspiration. If you can't dream it, you can do it. It's a quote of Walt Disney, which really inspires us. Disneyland was built in 366 days from groundbreaking to first day open to the public. Planning. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Plan each day, each week, each semester. You can always change your plan, but only once you have one. To-do list, which is very important for every work. Break things down into small steps. Like a child cleaning his/her room. Do the ugliest things first. Prioritize. Number one thing, which is the base of the time management. The ABC system. All tasks can and should be given an ABC value. A tasks are those that must be done and soon. When accomplished, a task may yield extraordinary results. Left undone, they may generate serious, unpleasant, or disastrous consequences. Immediacy is what an A priority is all about. B tasks are those that should be done soon, not as pressing as A tasks. They are still important. They can be postponed, but not for too long. Within a brief time, though, they can easily rise to A status. Prioritize continued. Part C. C tasks are those that can be put off without creating dire consequences. Some can linger in this category almost indefinitely. Others, especially those tied to a distant completion date, will eventually rise to A or B level as the deadline approaches. What's important? High payoffs, essential to your goals, essential to your company's goals, essential to your boss goals, can't be delegated. The best time to set priorities is the afternoon or evening before, not the morning. You can sleep on your priority list and then review it in the morning. You may spot some things you want to change. Prioritizing. It is a matrix shows how to prioritize the urgent work or the important work. So we have 4 parts in this matrix. Number 1 is urgent and important, do it now. Number 2, important, not urgent, decide when to do it. Number 3, not important, not urgent, dump it. And number 4, urgent, not important. Delegate it. Is it critical or urgent? This important distinction when assigning priorities is a matter of time. A task is urgent when it must be done immediately. Such a task may be less important in the long run than other, more critical. That is extremely important task, but it's extremely time sensitive. So it's always critical to schedule urgent tasks first, even if the importance of the task, all other things being equal, would make it a B rather than on A. Paperwork. Clutter is death. It leads to threshing. Keep desk clear, focus on one thing at a time. A good file system is essential. Touch each piece of paper once. Touch each piece of email once. Your inbox is not your to-do list. Number 2 part is procrastination, which is a thief of time. Typical causes of procrastination: overwhelming tasks, unpleasant tasks, fear of change, fear of failure, unclear task flow, unclear goals, tendency to overcommit. To defeat procrastination, you need to put considerable energy into behavior change. Sound impossible, it's not. Eating the elephant. Question: how do you eat an elephant? Answer: one bite at a time. There's great wisdom in this venerable saying: overwhelming responsibilities or projects that seems indigestible, the very kind we often dangerously procrastinate on, become easier to deal with when we nibble away at them one bite at a time. Break it down. Henry Ford, credited with designing the first production line, once maintained, nothing is particularly hard if you divide it into small jobs. Following his own advice, Ford examined the apparently huge task of assembling an automobile and broke it down into logical, sequential steps. What seems obvious to us now, the production line process was, however, innovative in his time. Virtually any complex task is open to the same approach Ford took with the automobile. 5 minutes. Some important things you can accomplish in 5 minutes. Return an email, make an appointment, leave a voicemail message, create an agenda for a meeting, research a point, write a thank you note, locate a missing source, ask a colleague a question you need the answer to, read a short message, clarify something you were unclear about. Balancing act. It is a quote of Parkinson's law. Work expand so as to fill the time available for its completion. Cyril Parkinson, 1957. Combating perfectionism. Three simple questions should help you decide whether your approach to a task is too perfectionist. Is the payoff worth the effort you are putting into it? Is there actually a simpler, less time consuming way to do it? Are you neglecting other projects in order to make this project perfect? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, you are probably exerting more effort than the project either requires or deserves. Telephone. Keep calls short, stand during call. Start by announcing goals for the calls. Don't put your feet up. Have something in view that you are waiting to get to next. Scheduling yourself, which is a very important for everybody and for any work. You don't find time for important things, you make it. Everything you do is an opportunity cost. Learn to say no. Everyone has good and bad times. Find your creative public thinking time, defend it ruthlessly, spend it alone, maybe at home. Find your dead time, schedule meetings, phone calls, and mundane stuff during it. Number 3, goals. Ask some truly successful people what accounts for their achievements, and you will often hear this answer: goals. Indeed, clear goals are the fulcrum on which all prioritizing turns. To set goals is worth a good block of your time. Without goals, your time will be aimless. I don't have time. Have you ever thought to yourself, but I don't have time to set goals, I'm too busy working? It's probably true that taking the time to set goals now will cut into the time you have reserved for other activities. but in the long run, it's one of the most effective time saving strategies you can pursue. It simply isn't possible to maximize the use of your time if you don't have a clear idea of what you are trying to accomplish, both short term and long term. Carving out a small amount of time each week to devote to reviewing your goals can work wonders for providing the focus you need to allocate your time productively. Number 4, delegate. To whom can you delegate? The obvious answer is to those you manage and or supervise. This is delegating downward. When you have full authority over the person to whom you are delegating, but keep this key concept in mind, it succeeds only if you assign responsibilities to the right person. For convenience or because of a lack of choice, we are sometimes forced to delegate to someone inappropriate for the task. This may be the single greatest cause of failure. Delegation isn't always downward, it can be sideways, lateral too. Example, you write easily and well but hate to talk on the phone. Meanwhile, a colleague hates writing but is a master of phone skills. Consider swapping responsibilities if there is enough flexibility in your organization to do so. What can you delegate? What types of tasks should you delegate? Two categories come to mind. Tasks you don't want but that others might. Tasks for which someone else might be better qualified. A good place to begin exploring delegating possibilities is with a list of daily tasks, particularly routine ones, that might fit into either of the above categories. If you can find even in a one or two routine tasks that you might be able to delegate, you will free up time to do those things you simply cannot delegate. Communication skills, which is the most important part of any time management. When you need to delegate a task, good communication skills are vital. Most common skills displayed by good communicators. They make eye contact, they treat people with respect, they listen as carefully as they speak, they organize their thoughts before they speak, they avoid using unnecessary jargon or technical terms, they don't assume, they encourage questions, they ask for feedback, they avoid speaking when they are angry. Good communication skills are essential to effective delegation because miscommunication can result in poor performance or resentment. Number 5 is learn to say no. Of course, you don't have to do everything everyone wants you to do. You also don't have to do everything the way everyone wants you to do it either. How to say no? Psychologists have identified a 4-step procedure that makes saying no safe, diplomatic, and effective. Be diplomatic. Saying no can hurt, upset, or even anger the person to whom you are saying it. Tact is essential when turning down anything. Give a reason. To simply decline to do something seems arbitrary, lazy, or irresponsible. If you give a good solid reason for your decision, it will show that you are reasonable. How to say no? Continue it. Suggest a trade-off. If you explain that you are willing to find some other way to contribute, you will underscore your goodwill. Example, if your boss suggests you do something and you are convinced that you are the wrong person to do it, explain your perception and suggest taking on another task that you know needs to be done. Don't put off your decision. Let me think it over is probably the most common way for people to postpone an inevitable no. And it's utterly unfair. Be courageous. If you know that you cannot or will not do something, be decisive and say it then and there. Delaying a decision is only justified in intricate situations. Number 6 is the act of anticipating. Foresight is a valuable asset. It protects you from setbacks. It helps keep your organizational efforts on track. And it can enable you to plug leaks of time in your scheduling, preserving those moments for more important and interesting matters. Always give yourself more time for completion than you think you will need. Set false completion dates for others to help them finish tasks on time. Stock or create backups for everything critical. Communicate clearly and you will reduce the possibility for future errors. Don't become over-reliant on technology. Give special attention to your time management phone skills. Plugging time leaks. Time leak number 1, socializing. Time leak number 2, misplacing things. Time leak number 3, forgetting things. Time leak number 4, commuting and air travel. Time leak number 5, reading time. Time leak number 6, long-winded people. General advice. Never break a promise, but renegotiate them if need be. If you haven't got time to do it right, you don't have time to do it wrong. Recognize that most things are pass or fail. Feedback loops, ask in confidence. Here I am going to end my video. If you like my video, do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so you get notified when I post new content. Thank you.